Hello, my dear friend. How are you? You got your summer vacation and you should enjoy summer vacation. Okay, today I will teach you the Midnight Visitor lesson from Footprints Without Faith, class 10. Okay, so in this lesson, we will get three important characters. The first one is Oshaval. He is a detective. He is a spy. Second one is Fowler, his friend and romantic writer. Now he has decided to write a story based on detective story. And third one is Max. He is also a detective. He is tall, looking like Fox. Okay. In the whole story, we will get how Oshawa, the detective, saves a report from Max. Okay. So we should know that Oshawa can speak both French and German, but his accent is of American. It is because before 20 years he was in America. Now he is in France. Okay, that's why his accent is similar to American accent. Okay, he is not looking like a spy. Okay, because he is fat and no one can expect him to be a detective. But he is really very smart, very clever, and how in this story we will read how does he save the report from Max, another another spy. Okay, now let us start the lesson. Oshawa did not fit any description of a secret agent Fowler had ever read. Okay, it is about Oshawa. Oshawa does not seem like a secret agent. Okay, following him down the musty corridor of the gloomy French hotel where Oshawa had a room. Okay, so he has taken a room in French hotel on sixth floor. Okay, and Oshawa and Fowler both were going to French hotel on sixth floor. Okay, Horrorfield lit down. It was a small room on sixth and top floor and scarcely a setting for a romantic adventure. And as I told you earlier, Horror is a writer. He writes romantic story. Now he has decided to write a story, a detective story. Okay, but he doesn't say that something will happen there for his story. Othawel was far one thing fat, very fat, and then there was his essay. Though he spoke French and German possibly, he had never together lost the American accent and he had brought to Paris from Boston 20 years ago. So as I told you earlier, Arthur Ushavel was very fat and his accent, his way of speaking was having or is having American accent. Okay, he can speak fluently French and German language, but his accent is of American. Why? Because he had brought to Paris or France from Boston after 20 years ago. Okay, Boston is the place in USA, America, and from there he had brought to Paris. You are disappointed, Oshaban said, visually over his shoulder. Now Oshaban said to Fowler, you will be upset, you will be sad, because you did not get anything here which is suitable for your story writing. You were told that I was a secret agent, a spy dealing in espionage and danger. You wished to meet me because you are a writer, young and romantic. You envisioned mysterious figures in the night, the crack of several drugs in the wine. Okay, so Oshavel says to Fowler, okay, you thought I'm a spy, I'm a secret agent, okay, and I will deal I will face danger. And you had also wished that uh, that uh, that there will I have a pistol and I will have drugs in wine and I will drink. Okay, you have thought everything as I am a spy, but there is nothing so. Okay, instead you have spent a dull evening in French music hall with a sloppy fat man who, instead of having messages slipped into his hand by dark-eyed beauties, gets a only project telephone call making an appointment in his room. And you have been bored, the fat man chuckled to himself as he unlocked the door of his room and stood aside to let the frustrated guest enter. Okay, this is again, so envision means thought. Envision means thought, and this is about Fowler. he says, what I will say, you thought there will be the night will be full of mystery, okay? And I have a pistol, and I was drinking uh, wine with drugs, okay? So this is not so. It is not so. This is a dull evening, and 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 I am a carefree man. I am a carefree man. Uh, okay, so you might have thought you might have thought I used to get message from dark-eyed beauty, dark-eyed girls. Okay, this is the imagination for a spy generally one thinks. Okay, so I will get the message from dark-eyed beauties. Okay, and I will. But what happens generally? What I will say, it is not so. I'm only getting my appointment, and all these things will bore you. After saying this, Osabil chuckled. Means he smiled, and he unlocked the door of his room, and he was inside, and the Fowler also entered the room. You have disillusioned, Osabil told him, but take care, my young friend. Presently, you will see a quite important paper, for which several men and women have risked their lives to come to me. Someday, soon, that paper may will affect the cause of history. In that thought, is drama is there not? Okay. So you are decision. You here. Osha will say, come here, come here. Okay, today, Osha will today I will get a paper. I will get a paper for. I will get a report, and for that report, many men and women have died or have risked their life for getting that report. Okay, and it will create a history. Okay, and this is you will get it everything. As he spoke, Osha will close the door behind them. He switched on the light, and as the light came on, Fowler had his first automatic thrill of the day. For halfway across the room, a small romantic pistol in his hand stood. A man Osha blinked a few times. Next, he waved. You gave me quite a start. I thought you were in Germany. You were in Berlin. What are you doing here in my room? So both of them, Oshabel and Fowler, entered the room, and he closed the door, and Oshabel switched on the light. All of a sudden, they were shocked. Okay, they were shocked because there was a man with a automatic pistol standing. Oshabel blinked his eye. Oshabel just closed and opened his eye. Okay, he said, Max, you should be in Berlin, and you should know that this is the third character of the story. Max is also a detective, he is also a spy. Okay, and Max came there to get that report. Okay, that was the purpose, and this report was related to missile. So he wanted to get the report, Max. Okay, and also I will say you should be in Germany. Why are you in here? You should be in Berlin, but in a place in Germany. Why are you here? What are you doing in my room? Mick was a slender and little less than tall, with features that suggested slightly a crafty, pointed countenance of a fox. There was about him, aside from the gun, nothing especially menacing. Okay, Mick was a thin person. He was tall, and he was very careful, crafty and careful. Okay, and he was looking like a fox. Okay, so he nothing is the report. He murmured the report that is being brought to young you tonight concerning some new missiles. I thought I would take it from you. It will be safer in my hands than yours. Then makes the stage to Oshavel. I came here to take the report, and the report will be safer in my hands than yours. Oshavel moved on an armchair and said heavily, I am going to raise the devil with the management this time, and you can bet on it. Okay. So Oshavel sat on the armchair, and now he decided a plan how to protect himself from Max. Okay, he was thinking. Okay, he said, "This is the second time in the month that look at this is the planning of Oshavel. He wants to escape. He wants to protect himself from Max, and if he does not give the report to Max, he will shoot him. Max will shoot Oshavel. Okay, so this is the second time in a month that somebody has got into my room through the nuisance of the balcony. Okay, now he says someone has entered my room through the balcony. Fowler's eyes went to the single window of the room. It was an ordinary window against which now the night was flashing blackly. Okay, and he says to make Fowler says to make someone entered in my room through that balcony. Okay, and there was a window, and it was a simple window as Fowler says. Balcony makes said with a rising inflection. No, a Parsky, I did not know about the balcony. It might have saved me some trouble had I known. Okay, so Mick was surprised why he was searching for Parsky for a long time. Okay, if he knows there is a balcony in this room, he would have come from that window, that balcony. It was easy for Max. Now he knows it. But yeah, as I told you earlier, Oshabil wanted to trap Max in his plan. Okay, now listen carefully. It is very interesting story. It is not my balcony, Oshabil said with extreme irritation. It belongs to the next apartment. He glanced explanatory at Fowler. You see, he said, the room used to be the part of a large unit and the next room through the door there used to be living room. It had the balcony which extends under my window. Now you can get onto it from the empty room, two doors down. And somebody did the last month. Okay, the management promised to block it off, but they haven't. They haven't. Okay, so yes, also I said there is a balcony. This is not the balcony of this apartment, but another apartment. Okay, and this is the room, and that is the room of this is the room of a large unit. Okay, so it is, and that balcony is extended to my window. You can get into that empty room to. Okay, so in this way there is a balcony. Simply there is a balcony. It is to the window. Okay, and he also complained. Also complained to the management to block that balcony, but they haven't did it up to now. Mix glanced at Fowler, who was standing stiffly not far from Oshabil, and waved the gun with a commanding gesture. Please sit down, he said. We have a wait of half an hour, I think. Okay, then Mix said to Fowler. Fowler was standing. Okay, he was not far away from Oshabil. Mix ordered them to sit down. Okay, because they have to wait half an hour. It simply means after half an hour that report will come. 31 minutes, Oshabil said boldly. He says, we have to wait 31 minutes. The appointment was of 12:30. I wish I knew how you learned about the report, Meg. And he says, at 12:30 we will get the report. Okay, Meg. The little boy smiled evilly, and we wish we knew how you people got the report, but no harm has been done. I will get it back tonight. What is that? Who is at the door? And at that time there was knocking at the door. Okay, and the Osha will say, we know you also want to get that report. Okay, no harm will be done. You can take the report, but there was a knock. Fowler jumped at the sudden knocking at the door, and there was knocking at the door. Osha will just smile. That will be the police, he said. And okay, look here. You should know someone was knocking at the door. It was a waiter of the hotel. But what Judge Osha will say to make? There is police. There is police. Okay. I thought that much an important paper as one we are waiting for should have a little extra protection. So he says, now Osha will explain his telling lie. He says that today we will get important report. That's why I had informed police to come after 1 hour every time and to see me. If I did not open the gate, the police will break it and he will enter forcefully in the room. I told them to check on me, if sure everything was all right. Max bit his lip nervously. The knocking was repeated, and now Max was in shock. He did not know what to do. He was puzzled. He was confused what to do. He wanted to save himself. Okay, after that he will take the report. Okay, what will you do? Do you do now, Max? Oswald said. If I don't enter the door, they will enter anyway. The door is unlocked, and they will not hesitate to shoot. And also I will say to Max, if I did not open the gate, he will enter the room. He would enter the room and he will shoot you. Okay. Max's face was black with anger as he backed swiftly towards the window. He swung his leg over his sail, sent them away. He was. And Maxwell was started to move towards the window, and he kept his leg on the frame of the window, and Max says to Othawel, send them away. You just send them. If police come, you send them away. Okay. He warned, I will sit on the balcony, send them away, or I will shoot and take my chance. Okay, and he also warned, Max also warned Fowler and Osha will send them away. If you don't do it, I will shoot you from that place. The knocking at the door became louder and louder, and a voice was raised, Mr. Osawell, Mr. Osawell, and knocking became louder, and the voice said, Mr. Osawell, Osawell, keeping his body twisted so that his gun still covered the fat man and his gaze. The man at the window grabbed the frame with his free hand to support himself. Then he swung his other leg up and over the window sill. Okay, now what happens? He is now looking in the picture. In the picture, you will get that Max wanted to save himself. He kept his leg out of the window, and he had his pistol on his right hand, and he he kept his other leg also over the window sill. The doorknob turned. Swiftly, Mac pushed with his left hand to free himself from the sill and dropped to the balcony, and then he dropped and screamed once shrilly. Okay, he also also kept both legs out of the window, and there was a he jumped, and there was a huge cry, there was a huge screaming. Okay, so this was the cry of Max, because there was no balcony. As I told you earlier, he had fallen down on the ground. Okay, the door opened, and a waiter stood there with a tray, a bottle, and two glasses. Okay, here is the drink you ordered for when you returned, he said, and set the tray on the table, deftly uncorked the bottle, and left the room. And waiter entered the room. He kept the drink. Oshabel opened the bottle, and in this way his purpose was solved. White-faced Fowler stared after him, but he stammered the police. What Fowler was nervous. He said he stammered. He did not. He said in hesitating way, "Who is the police?" There was no police outside. Oh, Henry, whom I was expecting. And he says Henry is the name of the waiter, and Oshabel was waiting for Henry. Okay, there is no police, but won't that man out on the balcony? Fowler began. Fowler said, "Who is that man? Who is that man? Max? Who is that man? What happened to him? Tell me, Oshabel." Fowler asked. No, said Osabel, he won't return. You see, my young friend, there is no balcony. You can see there is no balcony. He won't return. He won't come back. Okay, this is all about the story. This shows the uh, this was the wiseness of Oshabel, and how he saved himself, how he also saved his friend Paula, and he also achieved his target. He wanted to get the report, and there is no rivalry, there is no other spy to take the report, and he will easily get the report. Report is written with missiles. Okay, this is all about this story. It is an interesting story. I should not reveal the secret of this story in the beginning, but it will help you to understand the line of the story. Because if you know the end of the story in the beginning, it will certainly help you to understand the conversation, the description of the story. Thank you.